All right, so welcome everyone to this deep dive, and today we're going to be looking at someone named Olu.
Yeah,
Now, Olu is a musician from Nigeria who's really doing some amazing stuff.
he is.
I think you're going to be blown away when we kind of dig into his story here.
Definitely.
So he creates this really, really unique fusion genre of music,
Yeah.
and he's got this real passion for bringing traditional Nigerian instruments
Right.
into the modern soundscape.
Absolutely.
So we're going to be talking about him, his influence on his local community,
Right.
and also we're going to be looking at some of his just really inspiring dreams that he's got for the future.
Absolutely. I think his story really highlights the power of music to inspire change and bridge cultures.
You know, it's really interesting. You mentioned the traditional instruments,
Yeah.
and I was reading that even as a kid, Olu was so fascinated by these instruments, like the kora,
Oh, yeah, the 21 stringed harp.
yeah, and the talking drum,
Yeah.
which is just incredible that it can mimic human speech.
Right. It's amazing.
Yeah, that he would actually try and find everyday objects that could even remotely replicate those sounds.
It's so cool.
That's how much he loved these instruments.
Speaks volumes about his passion.
Yeah, I mean, even from an early age.
Absolutely.
Talk about dedication, right?
Right. I mean, you think about those formative years.
Yeah,
And how those early passions can really shape a person's life.
right.
It makes you wonder, what are the things that we're passionate about now?
Yeah.
And how those passions can lead us, in directions we never expected.
Well, and it makes me think too about if you have this passion
Yeah,
when you're young like that,
right.
and maybe it doesn't necessarily align with what your family's expectations are for you.
Oh, absolutely. That's a common theme
Yeah.
for a lot of artists, right?
Yeah.
The clash between tradition and modern aspirations.
I mean, especially when we're talking about a career path too.
Yeah, I mean, you can imagine Olu's family might have had different hopes for him.
Yeah. I mean, maybe something a little bit more traditional.
Yeah, a more stable career path, perhaps.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
like a doctor or a lawyer.
Right, those kind of things.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But Olu had this passion for music.
But he had this pull towards music,
Yeah.
this undeniable draw.
Exactly.
And so how did he navigate that? That's a really interesting question.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He didn't just abandon, those expectations.
Right.
He found a way to sort of bring them together.
He found a way to make it work.
Yeah, he actually, pursued his other academic studies,
Right.
but also was able to weave in, the music.
The musical studies as well.
Yeah.
It's really impressive.
So he was able to sort of balance those two things.
Yeah, and I think that really speaks to his ingenuity and resourcefulness.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to let anything stand in the way of his passion.
Right.
He was going to find a way.
Exactly. And it's really fascinating, too, because, by doing that, he created this whole